Everybody, it's Flacco back at again with another Madden YouTube. Today we're going to be doing a top 10 on the running back position, a very important position. I know a lot of people have been requesting this because there has been, I think, at least 4 or 5 brand new running backs that will be on this list that was not on the previous one. It's been a fast cycle, but obviously I got to update it when there's a lot of cards coming out, and the top 10 looks completely different from the last time I did one. But as you guys know, today is Thanksgiving. I just want to make sure to give you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you guys all for all the support. Super thankful for all of it. And as you guys know, today is Blitz, so a lot of these cards you will be able to get for cheap later on. I will be doing some gameplays, probably that Daniel Jones wide receiver gameplay. Super excited for that. Make sure to have those noties on ready for that video. But anyways, let's get right into number 10. Number 10, we do have Willis McGahee, a 93 overall team of the week. I think this card is very, very solid. You don't really see it out there. I think it has to do with name value at this point, right? I feel like this card, like I said, is a top 10 card. He goes in a couple good theme teams. He goes in the Broncos, Ravens, one of the more popular ones, Bills, and obviously the Browns as well. 91 speed is on the slower end of this list. I think the 91 speed is the slowest you're going to see on this list. The running back position is actually not too fast. I think there's only like 3 or 4 guys with 93 speed, or maybe even less than that. Obviously, I think it's actually less than that. But we're looking at Willis McGahee, 91 carrying, 92 ball carrier vision. He has an 89 juke, which will be above a 90 when powered up. His spin move isn't the greatest, but remember, guys, this is a power back, and his change direction at 88 is actually really considered pretty good for a power back. He's 235 pounds, so he's a thick boy at 6 foot. He's not going to be able to air truck. Air truck, if you guys do not know, is whenever you air truck and it speed burst you can't do that unless you're 245 pounds. And sadly, he's 10 pounds off, but you can't just make sure someone's weight in a video game. It just goes off obviously the real life weight. But Willis McGahee, very solid power back, cheaper power back as well compared to some of the other guys on this list. A very solid card. Number 9, we have James Robb. This is a player that I absolutely love in real life, but he's going to be another one of those guys that, as you guys know, there's just some guys that just aren't the best in Madden. For being a 94 overall, this card is kind of underwhelming. Like, if we're going to be honest, he's a 91 speed, 93 excel. All of his stats are really, really good right here. He actually has really bad change direction for a power back. He's also a 5'9", 219 pound power back, which he is thick for being 5'9", right? But obviously, we want to see the weight. I think weight really carries everything. I'm pretty sure height doesn't really matter, honestly, when it comes to this weight and all the body build stuff. But when it comes to like the actual running the ball, I noticed he does break tackles, but it's not as good as, like, say, a Willis McGahee. But I think this guy is better when it comes to everything else. He does have solid catching, which I think he does good in real life as well. 79 when powered up, which is very solid for a running back. He also has solid speed. I mean, he's good out there. He will make plays out there, a power back if you need him, especially in that Jags theme team. Well, I think he's like the best running back, and he's actually getting cheap. You can see, if you can get this card for under 300K, think about it. These cards have a 250K quick sell. If you get them for 311K, even 300 right here, you can see many purchases right here. Think about it. That's a 50K rental, 60K rental on this card, because you can just quick sell it once you're done, and you rented a 94 overall for 60K. Number 8, we have Marshawn Lynch. This card is another beast inside of the game right here. Only a 90 overall, but they did give him some juice speed right there at 91. It's obviously at a 90, 91 speed is considered a lot. 5'11", 215 pounds. So he's another guy kind of like James Robb, another power back that's on the smaller side for being a power back, but he still gets a job done trucking people as well. He gets every single team coming. I think that's why he brings more value to the team. This card, you can be using the most random theme team, the football team. You can even use the Jags if you can't afford James Robb, the Bills, any of these teams, or I don't know. I'm just ranting. I don't know these running backs. I'm just literally naming random teams. But Marshawn Lynch, he gets fullback chem as well. I like the value he brings to literally just the team in general. But looking at the card, he does play very good. Low catching, but he has really high trucking at 93. Break tackle to 90. And I always looked at this card. He played really above his stats. I still use him, not as a running back, but as a fullback, but I still will incorporate him. He's actually my RB2 as well, which is crazy. He does get a a lot of plays to him. He's a really, really good card, and I still love him to this day. Number 7, we have Lindsay. I didn't really see how good this card stacked up to other running backs until I started like preparing for this video. This card is actually very, very solid. I always noticed whenever, in past draft champions years, whenever I got Lindsay, I was so hyped because he played so well. He is literally 5'8". You guys can see 5'8", 190, which seems really small, but he's an elusive back. He's not a power back. You don't really need the biggest guy. He gets through holes that no other running back gets through. Literally no other running back can get through some of the holes he gets through. I absolutely love it. It's like, it feels like Darren Sproles out there. 92 speed too is the fastest we've seen yet on this list. 92 carrying. He even has a well-balanced trucking and break tackle, even at those very low weight and speed or weight and height right there. He has really good juking at 92. The 88 spin move is solid. The 90 change of directions are really good. And a 75 catching too. So this card is about as balanced as it gets. He's solid speed at 92, and he's also can fit through a lot of holes. I think this is a very underrated card, and it's a different, it's kind of cool to have some different names out there, and this is a fun card to use. Number 6, we have Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is a card that I absolutely love in this game. 93 speed, 94 excel, so he does bring the speed for you. Another really small running back. He's 5'9", but he also is like 20 pounds on him. So he does have that weight. He's faster. He has a really good carrying at a 90. He's not going to really truck anybody, but he can break those tackles. Has all his juke move, spin move, change direction, ball carrier vision, all above 90, and he has an amazing catching at 85. He's been on the list before. This card, I'm pretty sure he's dropping in price too. I completely skipped right over it. 400K for this card is very solid. Obviously, it's still expensive, but this card is amazing. The ability to have that great of speed and that good of catching, it's actually a nuts out there. Number 5, we have a 90 overall, still this high. Kareem Patterson, obviously, he doesn't have that 92 or 93 speed, say like Edmonds or even the Lindsay we just showed you. But if you guys do not know this Kareem Patterson, he is still used on almost, you guys know the MCS was yesterday, the Madden Championship Series where all the pros play. He was still out there on 3 of the 4 teams on certain plays. One guy's team, he was out there and made a game-winning catch. If any of you guys watch it, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Kareem Patterson, he's a 6'2" running back with 238 pounds, so he has the weight on him. He breaks a lot of tackles. He is tall for catching the ball. He has 91 speed, and also just remember this, he does only have an 87 spin move, but he has the best spin move in the game. It's actually not even close. I don't know if you guys have used him. That's why I think everyone still uses him. He also gets almost every team chem in the game as well. Like Kareem Patterson, the animations are literally what carries this card alone. And the fact that he can break tackles while getting great catching. Kareem Patterson's just an absolute animal out there, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets a big upgrade down the line just because how much people love this card. Number 4, we have JT. I actually did a gameplay on this card, and I absolutely loved him. It's crazy to think that, I think that even his 92 could have been number 9 or 10 on this list. But for example, I did not want to include it. Like I said, he could easily, that 92 could have easily been the number 10 on this list over Willis McGahee or James Robb. But I just don't want to include it like that. It's just not, you know what I mean? I just don't want 2 JTs on the same list. But 93 speed, so he's bringing that speed just like Edmonds did there. He has 82 catching, but the thing that he is different with Edmonds, he is literally 90 plus at every single running back stat. Every single one. Trucking, stiff arm, stiff arm you have to power him up. And then the 93 change of direction, 93 break tackle, 90 spin move, 93 juke move. He has great carrying. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. And even with an 82 catching on top of that, it doesn't get much better than this. JT, he felt amazing out there as well. The animations aren't the best. He definitely does not have a good juke animation or not even the best spin move. But the stats alone, making a lot of plays and just having the speed, everything out there, he will make a lot of plays for you. Number 3, we have Derrick Henry, a 91 speed power back. But as you guys know, the thing that carries Derrick Henry so high on a list like this, despite being slower than a lot of the guys on the list or even being a little bit less stats, is because he can air truck. Air trucking is probably one of the biggest stats inside of Madden. He is 247 pounds, a power back, 6'3", break tackles at a 92, trucking's at a 92, change direction. I promise you, if you guys have ever used Derrick Henry or any power back, change direction, especially if you can air truck, does not matter because you can literally change direction with the air truck. Glitchy, super glitchy. He's also dirt cheap. For any of you guys wondering which running back should I buy during blitz or anything, and this card, if he's not on your team and you're nobody spent, you are doing everything so wrong. It's actually ridiculous. Derrick Henry, this card is a beast. Number 2, it actually hurts me to put him here, but I think Kamara isn't the best running back in the league, but I think, or in the league, in the game, I don't know, I think he could be number 1. I think number 1 and 2 are very interchangeable, but Kamara does have that 93 speed, 93 excel. He has 90 carrying, 88 trucking, 84 catching, so really good catching. He has 95 break tackle, the highest break tackle in the game. Matter of fact, he has 90 change direction powered up. Everything will be 90 above besides trucking, which will be an 89. The reason why Kamara is better than, like, say a JT, for example, is because of the archetype. The receiving back, he is the only one on this top 10 list that has that receiving back archetype. He is just amazing. Look at what he can get for cheap when you look at, like, backfield mismatch for 1 AP, backfield master for 1 AP. So say if you want to get some extra routes from your running back, like the Texas route, the angle route, or whatever you want to call it, the ghost route, you can get those for 1 AP compared to 2 AP. Saving that AP is a huge difference, especially when the stats are almost the same as JT's. Obviously, we're just going to take the guy with the better archetype and AP system, right? Alvin Kamara, top 3 running back in the game. Number 2 for us. Number 1, we got the big Leggarrette Blunt. This card, absolutely amazing, and you saw him yesterday. Another card that was featured a lot in the MCS games. 93 speed, 94 excel. He's another guy that can air truck, 250 pounds, the heaviest running back in the game. There might be a fullback heavier, but I mean, obviously Paracard, I think that dude's over 300. That dude Paracard's different. But looking at the running backs, Leggarrette Blunt, 94 trucking. He actually has the same break tackle as Kamara, but think about it, this is the powered up version, so he has a 94 break tackle technically, so Kamara is still number 1. Kamara would have a 96 powered up, but looking at him, he's literally amazing at everything. His spin move isn't above a 90. He's changed direction. Remember, he can air truck. That won't matter for you at all. He's not the best at catching, so for what I recommend you to do is put on backfield mismatch. Yes, it's 2 AP, which sucks. It sucks, but it does help him catch. You can keep him on the field all 3 downs, which would help this card a lot. Leggarrette Blunt, man, easily my number 1. But remember, I think if you pass the ball every game, I think Kamara could definitely be higher than him on this list. Appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. Make sure to smash that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. Also, let me know which running back are you using. And also, remember, happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you guys all so much for sticking around into the video. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.